Hi, I'm Diane Greco-Allen, and I just thought I'd share a few things about myself. So, I'm a functional medicine health coach, which a lot of people are like, what the heck is functional medicine? What's that got to do with anything? Well, it's all about how we function. And if you want to be at your optimal functioning self with things working inside without intestinal disasters and bathroom emergencies, I'm the person to come to. I've been through plenty of bathroom emergencies, been through plenty of episodes of burnout. I've had pancreatitis multiple times and literally almost died from pancreatitis because I didn't understand it. I was misdiagnosed several times, and a lot of people are in a different place with this. So you're in a different place, and we're all coming together in a different where you are is different than where I am. And so we come to an understanding as coaching comes into play to know where you are now and how to move forward. And just collect data and information very carefully and slowly, but listening to your body, making small, reasonable goals that you can set for yourself so that you don't, fall into a bad place again. So I just wanted to cover a few things that I've done in the past to help you understand a little bit about myself. I used to be a nurse, and that was many, many years ago. Clinical nursing is very different now, and there are a lot of more demands because of the interaction with computers and systems, different types of systems, and just about everything that's out there that is online. So I keep up with a lot of the progressive new nuances of medicine and of natural well-being. So there's so many interactive um, areas and practices. And so holistic nursing involves a lot of practices for energy healing and Reiki and things that some people don't really understand. Movement, different ways of movement. So I've come up with some specialized hand tools that people can use, and they're in my book. It might be your pancreas, which I believe could be very helpful to anybody who is experiencing any kind of gastrointestinal distress, whether it's just bloatingness, gas, whatever you're dealing with, constipation, diarrhea. So these types of things are covered in here, and it's a compilation of many, many books and 20 years of research for myself, what I had to realize and address with myself to get through all of this. So I just wanted to let you know some of the CNEs, which are the continuing education credits, are. So I put a list together of them over the years, and I'm still working to, cover more with this. I just did one with botanical medicine. And so it's all about group lifestyle balance in general, but holistic nursing is my background with understanding the nursing and understanding. I get into detail in my book about how these interactions occur and what can happen with over responses and under responses and how to maybe get that in balance. So it sounds like, oh my gosh, I got to make all these changes. It's such an effort. I don't know if I can do this. And it's all about taking one day at a time, working on short, small goals to collect yourself and get through to, following through with these. So one of the things that I really got involved with was mental health because there were several family members and myself. We were all having mental health problems. And a lot of mine was depression and anxiety. Some of it was related to emotional eating. It wasn't just related to emotional eating, it was related to emotional attachments to food and things that I learned out throughout my life to family members and to our heritage and to my traditions and whatever. So a lot of us deal with that. And right now it's Easter, so it's really difficult to um, focus just on who we are and what the best way is to, go through the holiday without attacking ourselves with some old habits. But anyway, so I got attached to mental health, and I had gone to a schizophrenia conference. I'm sorry, I keep on calling it a concert. Um, and then also National Alliance for Mental Illness. I'd gone to several of their conferences, which was focused on ADHD and just different aspects of mental health. And then I started really getting into endocrinology and learning about all the aspects of interacting glands in the body and how they react to hormones and how they're a response to the pancreas and insulin. So that all came into effect. I've done also some evidence based complementary approaches to brain development in children, self care for nurse entrepreneur, finding time for balance, holistic modalities and self care, hope for prevention and recovery of professional burnout, which we're finding out is very popular. It's happening a lot because sometimes nurses and caregivers just give way too much. You just spread yourself so thin you can't take care of yourself. And that happens so much more than we realize. I think nowadays there are many people that are tuned in to understanding that they need to do some self care. The science of energy healing and threads of connection and care, insights from ancient wisdom. So, we learn from the past, we learn from different centuries of what they used with healing and how to help each other. So, this is ancient wisdom that comes forward into where we are today. Um, and just knowing that you have a choice of, understanding where you need to be with your care. Because sometimes we get locked into, I have to have surgery, I have to do this, I have to, take this measure, something's wrong, it's got to be cut out. We get locked into that. So, sometimes healing is inside. We have to figure out how to help heal ourselves. We can't do it all, but we have a lot of control over our own healing. So we just have to make the better choices. Um, Personal values, the heart of nursing, the yamas of nursing ethics and yogic philosophy and spiritual practice, because there's a lot of spiritualness around healing and knowing that it's not just I'm going to blame this on something. I'm going to, this, that, and the other. And sometimes it is our past that we carry on and hold so strongly to that actually can help, that can hurt us instead of keeping an open mind and fulfilling yourself with where you need to be presently and how to manage your atmosphere and energy. So, rooted in our biology, psychoneuroimmunology, and the frontiers of mind body medicine. So, these are just the CNEs that I did through the nursing part of things. Bringing nurse coaching to a cardiovascular health clinic and nurse coaching through a nursing lens, the theory of integrative nurse coaching. Um, I did work in the cardiovascular ICU, which was all surgical, but I rotated through the hospital. So I did many aspects of nursing in very short time frame. It was about 8 years. And so I was rotated throughout the hospital. I worked in some of the closed units for psych, and I worked in cardiovascular. I worked with myasthenia gravis patients. I worked with babies that had biliary issues with a biliary atresia that were crack babies. So I've been throughout the entire hospital in different aspects because I was willing to rotate. So But I ended up in the cardiovascular ICU with surgical patients and saw some real extreme cases, open heart surgeries and things like that. So um, I understand, all the extremes that can occur from not taking care of yourself and from not understanding how to take care of yourself. Cardiac intensive care pre and post op. I did a lot of that as a nurse. You do the pre-op teaching and the post-op teaching, and you try to get people to understand how to manage their pain and understand what surgery is going to do for them. Um, One of the things was listening to our patients, learning about suicide risk and protective factors from veterans with HIV and AIDS. That was another section that I worked on, that I was a CNE that I did. High altitude sickness. Now you can choose your CNEs. I really wanted to know how altitude affects your blood sugar and your blood pressure and all faculties of the body, and how your body tolerates these things. And everybody's different. So, somebody may be able to get on an airplane and not have any issues, and then somebody else might get on an airplane and notice more jet lag or have more problems because of maybe some health issues they're experiencing or that they're more diabetic. Liver disease overview. That was like one of the best courses at CNEs that I took. Now, my functional medicine course that I did involved holistic with nutritional based um, avenues of understanding how the gut works with mental health. And that covered a very wide variety of different aspects of how to engage with yourself in understanding what you have to do to really grasp on to being present with yourself and knowing how to take care of each part of your day and the goals that you need to set for yourself. So that was Functional Medicine Coaching Academy. That was a 1-year program. And that also was considered part of my nursing CNEs. I'm also doing, like I said, botanical medicine right now and learning about how botanicals work with the body, all going back to what we put into our body, what we put onto our body, and how we are exposed to things that sometimes can change the way our body reacts to things. So, sensitivities and allergies and things like that. So, tolerance is toxicity, and mostly I'm about food toxicity. I call myself a food toxicity ambassador. So, just these things help you to understand that we have to be in tuned to where we've been in the past, where we grew up. Part of my story is about black mold and how it almost took over my body and put me in a bad place, and it can play with your mind. So going through that detox, and sometimes that takes a while. So you have to be patient about where you are. I thought I'd just, give you an idea of, I've done so much reading, 20 years of research, dealt with 2 parents with cancer, multiple family members I've seen exposed to multiple things and with cancers. And I personally was never diagnosed with cancer. That doesn't mean I don't have cancer, uh, or it didn't at the time that I was really sick. So nothing was ever positive. And I hope that I just sort of reversed a lot of things in my body so that it doesn't show positive. So my name is Diane Greco Allen. It Might Be Your Pancreas is a very all-inclusive book, and I hope that you'll take advantage of accessing it. And if you happen to order it on Amazon Smile, I'd really appreciate if you'd support the American Holistic Nursing Association. Thank you very much. Diane Greco Allen.